Hey everyone, before I start this video, I want to mention a few things. So usually I post my videos on Saturdays, but this video is going out on Sunday. I'll stick to posting on Saturdays, but this is an exception. I uploaded a video yesterday about secret lines at Duthie Hill. I was asked by Evergreen employees to take the video down because it provoked unsanctioned lines. I respect the Evergreen employees and all the hard work they put into building their bike parks and trails, so I decided to take the video down. Here's this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. This right here is the Hohem Isteady Pro 2, and it's a 3-axis gimbal that I use for mountain bike videos. Today, I'll be reviewing it and telling you guys all that you need to know if you're looking to go out and buy one yourself. This 3-axis handheld gimbal works for GoPro Hero 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. A lot of different people sell these on different websites, but the best price seems to be about $60. The Isteady Pro 2 is a handheld stabilizer, but you can actually use it as a mounted stabilizer. To attach this to a standard chest mount, you can buy one of these GoPro seat post mounts for about $10 off Amazon, and then you can attach it to the handle of the gimbal. This works surprisingly well, although there are a few things that I have to talk about first. The first thing is that this setup is definitely a hack. You have to use a standard saw and cut off one of the prongs on the GoPro mount so that it's able to fit in the seat clamp. This is ridiculously sketchy, but once you get it right, it'll turn out exactly like a normal stabilized gimbal. At this point, we're going to start getting into the review of the actual gimbal, so here we go. The main component on this main little screen here is the joystick. This allows you to move the camera around without actually moving the camera physically. One benefit of using the joystick is that the motions are a lot smoother. When you're using it handheld, it's a little rigid and the motions are just rough and choppy. The joystick is really useful for running around just because the gimbal has a little bit of a delayed reaction when you're turning it. The joystick helps with that, but it does take some practice to get used to. It's a fun tool to use, and it really does benefit this gimbal. Now I'll tell you guys about how to power this gimbal on. On the main screen, you'll see a little red button that's just down and to the right of the joystick. You hold this button for about 3 seconds to turn it on, and also 3 seconds to turn it off. When you're mounting your seat post clamp, you should mount it directly under this button, just because you don't want to have any issues when turning it on. You could leave it on for your whole ride because the battery life for the Isteady Pro 2 is very long. It's 12 hours. That's ridiculous. Another really cool thing about this is that you can charge your GoPro directly to the gimbal. This helps if you don't have any spare batteries for your GoPro. What I mean by this is that you can open the GoPro charging port and then you can insert your cable into the Hohem Isteady Pro 2 charging port. To charge just the stabilizer, you use it just like a GoPro and you plug it into a wall. The last button that's on the main screen is the mode button. There's 3 different types, and this just helps with the different type of stability and the type of angle. In the very top left-hand corner, you can also see a Wi-Fi symbol just to let you know if it's connected to Wi-Fi. On the side of the gimbal, there's also 4 battery lights. These indicate how much battery the gimbal has left, and you can actually see it pretty accurately. The lights fade, so if it's not at a full 3 bars out of 4 bars, it'll be light or it'll be blinking when it's close to 3 bars. So next up is the sports mode trigger. This is located on the back of the gimbal, and this is a really cool addition. If you're using this on a chest mount like I do sometimes, definitely use this. Since there's so many bumps on mountain bike trails, this button allows the motors to become stronger so that the gimbal won't flop all around. The one downside to using this in first person is that it messes up the audio a little bit. When you're riding on GoPro, you can hear the sound of the gimbal a little bit. Just take a look. To be fair, that sound is raised volume a little bit, but you can even hear it without the volume maxed. For a lot of people, this may be the one reason that they choose to buy a different gimbal, but it doesn't really matter to me that much. In my YouTube videos, I use voiceovers, which is pretty much talking over the action. I detach all my GoPro audio so that the viewers don't hear it. That's why it doesn't matter to me that much. So now I'll move on to what everyone wants to hear, and that's how good the quality of the stabilization is. I'll show you the same exact shot with the gimbal and without the gimbal, and I'll let you choose which one's which. I bet you guys chose that the left one was the one with the gimbal. you can definitely notice a difference, and I really think that it's cool to run behind the rider because you don't have to worry about keeping the camera stable. I'm tempted to make a compilation of just gimbal shots because they look so cinematic and smooth. Running behind a rider really gives a sensation that looks really cool because the footage is so smooth. I really love this gimbal and I think it's definitely worth the price. In future videos, you'll definitely see me running behind riders and it'll make up a lot of my shots that I'm using. For first person, the footage is also remarkably good. It's not that good on big steep jumps where you have to pull up like this one on Flying Squirrel, but it is truly amazing at tech. As you can see from this footage at Tiger Mountain, it's really smooth, and going over rocks, you can't even see the bike or myself moving. All you see is the handlebars. So overall, this is a really cool gimbal and it's really fun to experiment with. It's definitely worth the price as it's one of the less expensive gimbals that are out there. I definitely think you guys should buy one, and just because they're really smooth, I recommend it to everyone. So this is the end of this video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I'd appreciate it if you guys could go down there and subscribe to my channel if you like content like this, or also just share this video with someone you know.